Well, say, how are you all this evening of your time as you create time to exist? Amen. Allow us to begin this interaction of your time with a project for all of you to become involved in, if you wish. Let us now create together, co-create together, perhaps what can be considered the first worldwide project which will allow each and every one of you to assist in a particular way in the acceleration of your planetary consciousness and in the acceleration of your involvement as full-fledged members in the Association of Worlds. Very simple project. Very simple, but very effective, very impactful, very strong. It will require your participation. It is up to you. But it will have very strong effect. We will entitle this project, and you may, if you wish, use this title for your tape this evening of your time, The Peace Clock. Now, Peace Clock will take place as follows, starting now. Each and every individual, in his or her own way, create a silent meditation for world peace every single day at exactly your 12 noon midday for 1 full minute. That's all. Every day at your 12 noon in your time zone. We recognize you have many time zones. In your time zone when it is midday, for 1 full minute, silent meditation for world peace. And here is the second part. It is as simple as the first part. You will be provided by instructions we will give to the channel with information that in your terms can be copied and shared and given to as many individuals as you can, not pushing, just sharing the information. What you call the goal, the second half, is as follows. To have every single individual on your planet doing this by your year 1990. What you call your New Year's Day, 1990. Every individual on your planet, every day at 12 noon, meditating for world peace for 1 full minute. So, in your terms, you have 2 of your years in which to share the information to the point where every individual is involved by the first day of your year 1990. Very simple, very easy, but very impactful. What this will do, particularly because you have different time zones upon your planet that are calibrated, will create one whole band to be synchronized at any one time with that 1 minute thought, and then the next band, and the next, and the next, proceeding around your planet, creating a literal mental movement of electromagnetic energy around your world to assist in accelerating it faster and faster and faster into what you call fourth density reality, more highly accelerated physiological reality. Now, a few other ideas can go along with this, and that always is, of course, that in any interaction you have with anyone, to approach that interaction in the most positive, loving, creative way you can, and, of course, peaceful way. But primarily, these 2 ideas, every day, 1 minute, 12 noon, meditation for world peace, and share that information with as many individuals as you can. The information will be provided. So that by your year 1990, every individual on your planet will be doing that every day for 1 minute. Now, if you wish, you can assist the acceleration by also doing it for 1 full minute at your midnight. That we will leave up to you as an option. But the once a day, when your star is directly above you, when you are in its full radiance, be it sunny or cloudy, does not make a difference. When you are in its full aligned radiance, the focus for world peace for that 1 minute will have a profound effect. Involve what you call individuals, cities, whole communities, your states as you call them, your nations as you call them. Involve all levels of your society. In any way that works best for you, remind yourself when it is 12 noon. Either with any number of your little alarms, or your bells, or your notes, any way, shape, or form. Involve what you call your radio, your television media, so that at 12 noon every day, they will also allow the 1 minute of silent meditation, reminding everyone with a tone, if you wish, with a comment, everyone participating. You will change your world in ways that you have not imagined very rapidly. Then, you will be accelerating your world at such a pace that if this is in your terms accomplished by your year 1990, then that year and beginning from that year, many things will happen that you will maybe not believe. But you will have created, co-created with us, far more of an opportunity to truly begin more blatant interactions in many ways. It is not the purpose to increase the interactions with us that you do this. It is the purpose that you increase the interactions with yourselves, that you become one world, and truly representative and truly reflective of your, shall we say, status as a member of the Association of Worlds. This information will be provided in what you would call written form for you, to share, to copy. And you may begin now, if you wish, tomorrow of your time, tonight of your time, and then allow, in the sharing of the information, more and more individuals to become synchronized with you every day. More and more, every day. A very simple project with profound effects. The peace clock. In a sense, what shall be called the motto, or if you wish, the slogan of the event, shall be the phrase, peace in our lifetime. We thank you for any and all participation in your willingness to create the world you say you desire to create, and in allowing us to reflect this event, this project, to you in this co-creation. We thank you for co-creating this dream with us. Now we have called your year upcoming, your year 1988, the year of conviction. It means applying the knowledge you have been learning in physical ways, in physical actions, boldly, with conviction, with integrity, but with conviction. We may arbitrarily label your year, therefore, of 1989 the year of dedication. And because of the effect that the idea of the peace clock and many other things you will be doing will have, we can now label your year 1990 the year of ignition. Allow yourselves to truly feel the strength of your power, for you are empowered. Every single individual has a profound impact upon your entire planet. More and more and more of you becoming synchronized in this way within the peace clock format will literally spin you, before you know it, into force density, into synchronicity all around you. We thank you for this opportunity to interact with you as ambassadors of your world, and allowing me to interact with you as an ambassador of mine. In return for this gift of your sharing, and reminding you first of all that in all these sharing, never at any moment believe anything that I have said just because I have said it. Involve yourself in the information and use what works for you. What does not work for you, you will find some other way. In return for the gift of all the sharing that you do with us, I will ask you now, how may I serve you?
Bashar.
Good day to you.
I'd like to ask you if you could help me. Every day I have a habit of somehow hurting myself.
Somehow? In what way?
Well, not every day really badly hurting myself, but sometimes I can and sometimes I can't.
In what way?
Well...
Do you mean physically?
Yes.
Such as? You mean falling, bumping?
Tripping.
Tripping?
In PE, I hurt my right leg a lot.
Oh, all right.
My whole leg, including the foot.
Oh, all right.
I was wondering if you could help me with that.
Oh, thank you very much. There are on your planet many, shall we say, quote-unquote, disciplines, not meaning it to be in a structured sense, but there are many methodologies of learning flow of motion. What you call your PowerPoint of motion. Your balance of motion. Are you involved in either any form of what you would call martial art or dance idea?
No, I don't think so.
Do either of these excite you?
A little, not very much.
Oh, all right. What do you imagine the idea to be of what you call martial art motion? What is your definition of that idea?
Tai Chi, slow dancing.
All right. Do you feel, when you think of this idea, do you feel the idea, do you feel the essence of the information, of the motion that is imparted, that is taught in that type of method?
Didn't quite catch it.
All right.
Sorry.
Think of the idea of Tai Chi on your planet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see, can you in your imagination see yourself making those motions?
Yeah.
All right. When you imagine that you are creating those motions, smooth, flowing, fluid, solid, deep, heavy, light motions, how does it feel to do that?
Good.
All right. How? Good in what way?
The motion,
How does it
relaxing.
allow you to feel? Relaxing.
Yeah, relaxing.
Anything else?
No, not really.
Look at the picture in your mind's eye. What is your posture? And most importantly, what is your attitude? Are you serene? Are you focused? Are you more alert and observant about things going on around you?
Yeah.
All right. Then whether you actually physically participate in those particular types of classes or not, you can adopt that attitude, that sight, to see the interrelationship of one motion to another. That is actually what those methodologies teach you, to see the interrelationship of the motion you are with the motion of everything else around you. For, in a sense, you are creating everything around you to be in motion, but they are all relative motions to you. Begin to synchronize your motion with the motion of everything around you, so you are moving as one idea. Moving as one event. One fluid event. Begin to see this in your mind's eye. Feel it in your cellular structure bodily. If you wish, at any time, on your own, again without necessarily having to ritualize it in a class format, experiment, pretend the idea of motion out in different ways. Pretend you are running, but pretend you are running slow motion. Watch every step Feel the balance of your body. Begin to familiarize yourself with the relative motion of you and the ground, you and the sky, you and all the other people around you. See your motion as it connects to their motion. See yourself as one aspect of the whole motion around you.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yeah.
You will begin to synchronize and flow. The only reason you are experiencing to some degree the idea of the tripping and the pain is because your energy is accelerated in certain ways because of the information you have been exposed to. And simply other things in your normal environment are not, in that sense, moving at the same rate. You are out of step with what has been taught to you to be your normal environment. Now you can redesign that environment and allow it to acclimate to your pace so it matches your vibration, so you are not tripping over an environment that is moving more slowly than you are. Understand?
Yeah.
Does this assist you?
Yes, it does. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Bashar.
Shooting!
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I have a sharing.
All right, speak up so that all may share.
I've been doing what excites me the most.
Oh, all right.
And I just got back. I just got back yesterday from the Yucatan where I was digging around the Mayan ruins.
All right.
And but the sharing I want to tell you about is I went to Florida and went swimming with the dolphins. I got back 3 weeks ago. And I spent 1 week swimming with the dolphins, and I said hello from you.
Oh, thank you.
And I did as you suggested, and I felt myself a dolphin instead of a human in interaction.
Nice.
And I gave them flowers, and the first day I was in the water with 5 dolphins, one dolphin pretty much adopted me. Her name was Squirt. And she wouldn't let any of the other dolphins play with me, and we had a very physical relationship for 4 days.
Nice.
Where all of the dreams I had in the last half year, she literally allowed me to fulfill them.
Well, thank you.
The dreams I had of swimming side by side, the first day we swam side by side and she would touch me and gnaw on my arm. And the second day, she wanted to roll with me and would literally lift me out of the water, her belly to mine. And no one else was having any physical relationship, but hers and mine was very physical. And the second day I got a little frightened by her willingness to, 400 pounds of dolphin on me. And I got afraid, and she sensed it, and she backed off. And I didn't allow my dream to become real, the dream of rolling in the water with a dolphin.
'Tis still real.
Well, the third day, I went back in the water with her, and I telepathically told her that I would love to roll with her if she would allow it. And not only did she allow it, but the minute I got in the water, she came up to me belly to belly 3 times, and we rolled. I was hugging her, and we rolled in the water.
How ecstatic.
And I really see how dreams and the awake life is the same.
It's one thing, yes.
So I'm really very excited because since then, the dreams I've had are that I'm no longer a human interacting with a dolphin, but I am a dolphin. And my question that I do have is, I know I have a dolphin spirit guide we discussed. Now, I know dolphins are telepathic and are of one consciousness.
Basically.
Is she my spirit guide, or did she just pick up?
There was connection with the idea of your spirit guide. Through that particular dolphin functioning as a channel.
Okay. I've had some experiences since then of literally losing the vertebra in my back and becoming physically a fish, where at times...
Dolphin is not a fish.
Thank you, a mammal.
Now understand one thing. We do not tell you the idea of identifying as dolphin to lose your humanity. It is the idea of blending and becoming both in one. So do not forsake the idea of your humanity. The idea is to blend and meet on the same level and recognize that you are both the same type of soul and therefore you both are dolphin-human, human-dolphin. Understand?
Yes.
Merge in that sense, yes, fuse in that sense. And you can have some physiological manifestation to some degree to assist you in that merger, in that fusion. But do not misunderstand that you must forsake your humanity. The idea is to blend, not to get rid of.
Okay, because I literally feel just a desire to be with the dolphins, and I find I'm very telepathic with them.
Yes.
Is there...
You can apply that into your human interactions as well. Remember that you are being taught to apply these things so they can be used throughout your entire civilization. You can apply it to interaction with not only dolphin, human, but also animal, vegetable, mineral.
Well,
Understand?
yes, but if the excitement leads me into the dolphin, I'm just wondering...
Well, by all means, follow your specific excitement now. But we are saying it will give you an understanding of the capability you have of tapping into all layers of consciousness, not just dolphin.
So it's a blending of the two, not that I have to be one or the other.
No.
Is there any direction with the dolphins that you could assist me with, because...
More assistance than you already have? This is not sufficient?
No, it is.
You said you're having a good time.
I'm having a great time. And I do want to thank you, because every time I see that when I trust myself, and it takes me to where the next thing is that excites
then
me.
That's your answer right there.
Yes.
There is nothing I need to give you. There is nothing you need from me. You're doing just fine.
Well, I wanted to thank you, and I wanted to share with everyone that when you do trust, everything really is beautiful.
Yes. Oh, thank you very much for your co-creation, and allow us perhaps as a reminder to let you all know it is all right. You don't have to be worried if there is nothing to worry about.
Thank you very much, Bashar.
Thank you very much. Sharing.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I'm working at doing what excites me the most full time. Haven't quite gotten there yet.
Oh, I see.
But I've
You haven't?
No.
Oh.
But I've heard of this bed that it has
Bed.
Yeah.
Bed. Yes.
It's a bed that I had in mind, maybe having my clients lay on this bed to help them. It has a Tesla coil, has 42 magnets, and it's also lined with crystals.
Yes.
And it's supposed to make them pulsate the same as the Earth's frequency.
It can, yes.
And
can create electromagnetic alignment, can accelerate many individuals. Now, do remember, sometimes it will have the capability of accelerating individuals through any negativity that they need to work out. So it may seem to be a negative effect on some individuals at first, simply because they need to integrate some ideas within themselves before they go on to expressing it in more positive ways. But it will have an accelerative effect on most individuals. If this excites you, by all means pursue it. There is much you can learn about the idea of the pulsations of electromagnetic fields in which you are all immersed, and which can, in your terms, have an effect upon your physiological cellular structure.
This is what I wanted to know, because I got excited about it, but I didn't know if I was just going off on a tangent or if it really would be helpful in my teaching people about creating their own realities.
If it would not have been helpful in your teaching, you would never have been excited by it.
Oh, good.
Remember that that's what excitement is. The sign that something you have attracted in your life is representative of the methodology that you, as the person you are, can best use. That's why you get excited about it. The things that you cannot use to the best of your ability as who you are, you don't get excited about.
Oh, very
Understand?
good. Yes.
Does that assist you?
Yes, it does.
Remember also, do not assume that you are not yet doing it. Assume that everything you are doing is not a quote-unquote step towards the doing of the thing that excites you the most, but is a part of the thing that excites you. Because everything that's going on in your life at this particular moment is the most important thing that can be happening in your life. There are no extraneous creations. Everything that's going on is something you need to look at and absorb the information from in order to be the person you say you want to be. So it is not a matter of getting to that place. It is a matter of understanding that whatever is going on now is representative of the thing that excites you the most. Understand?
Yes, thank you for reminding me of that.
Thank you for broadening your definition.
Okay. Thank you much.
You're welcome. Sharing.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I'd like to get a little information on different levels that you're communicating. I went to a Health Federation convention one time, and a woman showed me how to flow energy to a person who was ill.
Okay.
With, imagine the left hand on the right hand, imagine it's behind their neck. And I had done that recently to two people.
And?
Like I flowed the energy. The first time they got the energy, you could see they got it and everything. But the second time, it's like a door shut in your face, like I'm interfering with their process or something.
Sometimes. Remember, a healer only provides an atmosphere, a vibration, in which the other person can then take from that what they want to match that vibration, if they wish, to help center themselves. They heal themselves. An individual whose process, in your terminology, would be interfered with by anything more than what you have already given them will shut it down. An individual in that sense who may be working through things and not need or want any more of the energy will shut it down, will refuse to take any more. Simply recognize that whatever an individual is attracted to you for the amount of time they are attracted to you for, is sufficient. Give as you wish to give from your heart, and then assume they have gotten what they need from you. If they need anything else, they'll get it from someone else, or somewhere else. Flow at whatever rate is best for you to flow, and know that you have helped them in whatever way you need to. Understand?
I understand that. What I'm wondering about is, it's like the person didn't consciously even know anything's going on. It's like another level.
Yes, of course. You are all aware of everything that's going on some level of your consciousness.
Well, if a person was, like this guy was real weak, he couldn't even sit up in a chair, and I could flow him energy set up the first time and for a while, but if it occurred to me, maybe I hadn't really asked the person if they wanted this, but if they had consciously decided they did want some help, would that then...
All right, now you have hit upon what you may call the crux of the matter. Generally speaking, first time, they will receive the energy on levels that they have opened that they may not know they have. Once you have given them an example of the energy that they then can create for themselves, in a sense it actually is up to them to create it the next time. So in a sense you are showing them what is possible. Now if they fear it, they may shut it down in terms of getting it from you. Or they may shut it down knowing through their higher consciousness that now, next time, it's their responsibility to generate the energy, not yours. There can be many reasons for what you call the shutdown. Most of them will have to do with them taking the responsibility to be self-empowered to generate the energy themselves, one way or another, whether they shut it down through fear or through trust. Understand?
I understand.
So the idea is, you can, if you wish, let them know you are doing that. If, in some cases, you haven't, assume that they have attracted themselves to you for that purpose. You can always let them know, but then let them decide on whatever level they make the decision as to whether or not to involve themselves in allowing you to be the reflection from that point forward, or allowing themselves to be the reflection from that point forward, which is the purpose of any healing anyway. To give the power back to the individual you are helping, so that they can help themselves.
Right. Thank you.
Well, thank you for acting as the first catalyst. Sharing.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Bashar, first I'd like to share, I believe you mentioned once that there's no such thing as a coincidence.
Not in an accidental sense.
Accidental
sense. Co-incidences.
Yes. Well, I bought your empowerment workshop 3 weeks ago, and I became all prepared to listen to it, and the first tape was blank.
I see. How is your bodily health?
Very well. It's going through an accelerated change, though, which it has been doing for the past 10 years.
All right. In what way?
Not enough time to explain.
I see. All right.
One of my questions is a twofold question, actually. The nature of the second question won't be quite clear. The first one is, in an aid to enhance my ability to be of service to man,
yes,
I believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that I am to meet an extraterrestrial. But
you already have many times in dream state. Many of you have many times in dream state.
Why doesn't this come through to my conscious mind?
Because the idea is to not focus on the need of us to be able to accomplish what you have chosen to accomplish by choosing to be born on your planet. You do not need us to accomplish your mission. Your mission is completely self-contained within the idea you have created yourself to be. We have purposely removed ourselves from many of the predictions and sensing of your psychics upon your planet so that you will not believe that you need to run to us to have the power to do what you chose to do.
But if I believe that you're part of that...
We are, in a way. But the idea now, at the time that exists upon your planet now, is to have, first of all, the conviction to do it without knowing we are there. That's what creates the atmosphere that makes it more conducive for you to know we are there. You must take the first step. You must meet us halfway.
I see.
By knowing that you are capable of doing whatever you need to do without us. When you know you are capable of doing it without us, then you create the ability for us to interact more boldly. But we have what your science fiction writers have called a non-interference directive. We can touch you. We can whisper and interact in many different ways. Even the interaction you are perceiving now is but a whispering. A very, very faint reflection of the interactions your world and our worlds will be having. The idea is that we choose to remain obscure so that we are not looked upon as your saviors.
I realize you're not our saviors.
I understand.
But I realize that there is also a purpose for you.
We understand. But the primary purpose, first primary purpose, is of you to yourselves, to your own world. For you to begin doing the things that excite you in your life because you can do them without needing us. You have interacted many times in what you call the non-physical reality. The way to create an ability for us to interact more often in physical reality is to not wait for us to interact, to begin doing what you know you need to be doing to express who you are in the fullest way you can express it. That's the paradox. As soon as you are fully you and don't need us at all and don't care that we're even here, we'll tap you on the shoulder. You must open the door for us. It's your planet. You have to open the door for us. The way you open the door for us is not simply by wishing for us to interact with you, not by the desire in that sense for us to interact with you, but by expressing more of a desire for you to interact with yourselves as equal. Because only when you do that among yourselves do you create the vibration that makes it possible for us to be able to come through into your dimension and see you face to face. We are of a different vibratory field than you. We cannot interact with you in any way that would appear to be physiological unless there is some meeting of the mind or some prearranged purpose that fits the timing that serves the best of all concerned. Now, we are not saying that you cannot find in your life that you may have a face-to-face encounter when the timing allows it, when it serves the purpose that has been agreed upon by you and whomever you shall meet face-to-face. Although do understand one other thing. Many times what many of you call a face-to-face encounter is actually simply such a strong telepathic encounter you think it's physical and it's not. The idea, however, is that your sense is correct. Your basic identification sense and essence and direction is correct. You have already interacted many times. But the idea in recognizing your mission, your purpose in life, is to do the thing it excites you the most to do with integrity. You have all the ingredients in your toolkit necessary. Do it. Don't wait for us. If we have not met you face to face, then I will simply ask that you must trust that timing is not appropriate. Because when the timing is appropriate, nothing will keep us away. Nothing. We desire and love you all, and wish to interact with you in ecstatic ways. When the timing is appropriate in the way we perceive will serve all of you best, nothing will keep us away. But you must trust that we have done this many times with many different worlds. We know what we're doing. Understand?
Yes.
Does this assist you?
Yes.
And the second half?
You seem to possess an incredible amount of knowledge.
Well, so do you. All of you do. You see, we do not know everything, but we know everything we need to know to be who we are. Because of what you and us have co-created these interactions to be, you are willing to allow us to see things about some of you that you simply do not allow yourselves to see about yourself. because you are still in the habit of using an exteriorized reflection to reflect back to you what you actually already know. That's our knowledge. Our knowledge, all the knowledge we seem to possess, are all the things you already know that you simply have not yet given yourself the ability nor the permission to know that you know. We are only reflections of what you are in many ways. Now, yes, in our civilization we have different experiences. Yes, we have had a different history. We may have a more expanded point of view, and in that sense, let us say empirically, there may be a few more things that we may know, analytically speaking, than you may know, but you also know many things we do not, simply because our civilizations are different. We have different needs of applications. You have different needs of applications. You all know many things, and you know more than you think you know, if you would give yourself but half a chance to realize that you do know these things.
Could you tell me something about myself that you know that I don't about myself?
I have already to some degree done so, in the sense that you are a complete kit as you are, that you have everything you need to create everything you want as you are, without needing to involve anyone else, especially on our side. But you are already involved. You are already intertwined. You have had many interactions. You've already laid out your basic plans and agreements, and you are fulfilling them, and you will fulfill them more quickly when you start acting as a complete individual already without waiting for anyone else to help you feel more complete.
I see.
Timing is all within each individual. Any agreements you have made with anyone else, especially with us, always play out in perfect timing. And the timing frame is always within you, not in the sense of saying through your ego structure, all right, I think the timing is now. Meet me now. But the idea simply is, once again, to trust that if you are doing the thing that excites you the most, and you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have made these timing agreements, that you have made these interaction agreements, and that you will be interacting more blatantly with us, then trust that if you're not interacting now, you are only following your own best timing. When the timing occurs, nothing will prevent it from occurring. Because that's what you're open to, understand?
Yes.
You know you're open to it, so get on with your life. The sooner you get on with your life, the more fully you live your life, the quicker you will get to the time of the timing of our interaction. But don't live your life because of that purpose. Do not make that more paramount than anything else in your life. Make the living of your life the most important thing of all. Because you will never be this you again, and you have never been this you before. And the you are now only does have one life to live. Living it to the fullest is the fulfillment of your purpose and mission in life. The way you go about it is up to you. But the way you go about it are simply the methodologies you choose to express the purpose of your life. The projects in your life, the goals in your life, the way you express yourself in life, they are not the purposes of your life, they are the way you express the purpose. The purpose of your life is to be the fullest you can be. And you do that by following what excites you the most with integrity. Everything else will fall into place. Everything in perfect timing. Does this help you?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
The color green and blue can be very assistive to you, both to you personally and to the work that you do with others.
Hello.
Have a good day to you.
I have some deep questions.
Deep questions. All right. Would you like a shovel?
I think I need them.
All right. Perhaps what you call a power shovel. Are they that deep?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Dredge them up, if you will.
Okay. For 20 years, I've been in the work as a healer.
Yes.
But for the last 5 years, I have spent with my husband who had cancer.
Yes.
I'm now ready to go back into the work.
Oh, all right. Have a good time.
I am finding dredged up from my memory are a lot of things such as changing the molecular structure, dematerializing.
Yes.
Having just plain disappearing.
Yes, or just plain disappearing, yes.
Yeah, or just plain appearing at
somebody's
place
yes.
and talking to them.
Yes.
Explain to me.
Explain to you? Very simple, very simple. Understand everything is vibration. Everything. Remember that all solid, as you say, quote-unquote, solid matter is only energy vibrating at a particular pitch. When you change the pitch, then you can accelerate or decelerate the vibratory matter, the material, and you can create dematerializations or rematerializations. It's simply a matter of scale, where you are on the vibratory scale of things. So as you accelerate the vibrations, you can accelerate yourself. You can actually even decelerate yourself beyond someone else's ability to perceive you. It is the same analogy as what you call the electromagnetic spectrum. You know that there is what you call radio waves, infrared radiation, which is below your natural ability to perceive, although not so much anymore. And there is, in your terms, ultraviolet light, and X-ray emission, and gamma radiation, cosmic radiation, and what have you, that you believe is above, more highly accelerated, above your ability to perceive it, although not so much anymore for some of you. In what you call the middle is what you have termed the visible spectrum, the colors of light that you are aware of, that are within the range of your senses to perceive. Well, the entire universe is structured this way. Physical matter, in a sense, is simply one of the vibratory frequencies of the prime energy of creation. And when you accelerate its vibrational rate, it can accelerate itself beyond the ability of that plain perceptive range of senses. Understand?
Yes, I do.
So, the way you accelerate yourself most rapidly is, as we have been discussing, by doing the things that are representative of the things that excite you the most, because excitement is that energy of acceleration, is that energy of alignment, of synchronization with the vibration that represents your quote-unquote higher self. That's what excitement is. And you can accelerate yourself, and by being that type of person that lives spontaneously in great ecstasy and joy, in love and service, you then radiate at a particular pitch, at a particular tone. All individuals who then come into your sphere of influence can pick up on that vibration. And if they are willing to match that frequency, they can then elevate themselves, accelerate themselves to match that frequency, and be, in that sense, of the same frequency, and be of the same pitch, and be of the same balance and the same level of health. Is this assistive?
Yes, very much so. One of my main questions is that it happens without my knowing it's going to happen.
Well, it's very spontaneous, yes.
That's correct.
Yes. When you are fully in the moment, you are less analytical. And therefore, when you are less analytical, you can allow some, quote-unquote, portions of your consciousness that may in the past have been allowed to stand in your way to get out of the way. You know these things intuitively and instinctively. You don't have to know them analytically to allow them to work, and many times in not knowing that it's going to happen analytically at all, in allowing it to happen spontaneously, is the way for you to allow it to happen most easily, because then you don't analyze it to death. You don't stop the flow. When you get used to knowing that it is a natural part of you and you simply allow it to flow spontaneously all the time, then you can bring back in, shall we say, a little more analytical awareness of when and where it's going to occur, how you can apply it in that sense consciously, how you can direct it consciously. But by all means, let it happen spontaneously, because then you will know, in that sense, that your life is simply the product of positive synchronicity and coincidence on an instinctive level. This does not mean you lose reason, but it means that for now it may be the best way you have of allowing yourself to simply let it flow through in what feels like a more natural way. Understand?
Yes, I understand.
Well, thank you for your choices, and thank you for your conviction, and thank you for all you have learned in all the situations and circumstances you have attracted into your life that can help you apply your service in what you may call more expanded and beneficial ways. Thank you for the learning process you have created yourself to be.
Thank you.
Well,
do you have anything else you'd like me to know before I step out on it?
Yes.
Okay.
You have now, again, not has allowed more clarity to exist in the non-physical consciousness that can now assist you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Shutting.
Hi, Bashar.
And good day to you.
I have a sharing.
Oh, all right. By all means. Be bold, speak up, and share.
Okay. The last time I talked to you, which was several weeks ago, I asked you about geometry and tetrahedrons and my interest in that idea. And since then, I've been doing a lot of reading and a lot of research on the subject and on physics and metaphysics. And I listened to the set of tapes that you did about the subject last year, I think. And my life has changed.
Is that an understatement?
Yes, it is.
All right.
It's completely different.
Well, thank you. Then you are a completely different person. Remember that as well.
Yes, I am. The biggest change that this has brought about for me is that I decided to leave my job because I wanted to do this full time because it excited me so much. And most of the time I am in the excitement rather than the anxiety of how I'm going to support myself.
You mean unlike now?
Pardon?
You mean most of the time you are in the excitement unlike now?
No, I'm in the excitement now also.
Oh, maybe when you said that line.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Are you still in the excitement?
Yes.
All right.
I'm very excited right now.
All right. Yes. Continue.
Okay. Now, the other thing that's been happening recently is that I have begun channeling, and the entity that I'm channeling tells me that she's connected to this idea of geometry and its connection with physical and non-physical reality.
All right.
And I wanted to ask you if you had any clarification for me about what the connection is between these two aspects of my life right now.
Nope. What clarification do you think you need?
I am...
Yes. Oh, are you still excited?
Well, yes.
Yes.
I am living with a lot more uncertainty in my life now than I ever have
Living with
before.
uncertainty.
Yes.
Is it paying the rent?
So far, yes.
All right. And?
And?
Yes, and?
And what?
And when will you create it to be certainty? Even though it may be left to be spontaneous, not the idea of certainty meaning that every single step is planned out.
Yes.
But when will it be certainty that everything in your terminology that is uncertain will still fit in the positive flow? Is it that way now?
Oh, yes.
Oh, all right. Living with uncertainty then for you is very exciting.
Yes, it is.
All right.
It's also very different from the way I used to be.
Well, yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, again,
I just
all you have
wanted to...
expressed to me is that you're having a wonderful time.
I am.
That you are discovering many wonderful things.
I am.
And that you are smack, as you say, in the middle of the process you wish to be in.
Yes.
What do I need to tell you?
I guess nothing. I just wanted to share it with you because my talking to you about it was very instrumental in having the trust to do it.
Oh, but remember, talking to yourself is what was instrumental. You can talk to me all day long. I can talk to you all day long. Our talking to each other will have nothing to do with your decision to tell yourself to create it to be instrumental.
Well, thank you.
Or thank you for your conviction and your willingness to allow what has formerly in your society been called the unknown to be known in the sense that you always know it will contain surprises only of a positive nature because that's the decision you have made about the type of person you want to be.
Yes.
Thank you for your sharing. In this case, what you have had to say and share with all sums it all up far more concisely than anything else we would have to say.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you for choosing to function as an equal.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Do you have any more pointers for me as far as the...
There's a little telepathy going on. Yes, I do.
Oh, all right. I've been waiting 4 weeks to get up here to talk to you.
Why?
I guess I haven't really, because I've made the changes anyway.
No, yes, you have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Also, thank you for the sparkling opportunity to generate so much humor. That is truly enlightening. Shilling!
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
This is the first time I've ever gotten to talk to you, and I'm really excited, but I'm scared
First time
too.
we have interacted with any of you. Do understand. No matter, quote unquote, how many times it seems someone may have interacted with us, every time is literally the first time.
There's something that I want to share with you, and I have a couple of questions about.
More sharing. All right.
I read a series of books by a woman by the name of Lynn Andrews, and a medicine woman, and the series of books that came thereafter. And these books really excited me.
Oh, thank you.
And the questions that I have come from having read those books.
All right.
The first question I want to ask, as well as exciting me, the books were about an Indian medicine woman.
Yeah.
And this woman was an apprentice to this Indian medicine woman.
Yeah.
And it excited me, the idea of possibly being able to follow in her footsteps, but it also brought back a memory of an experience I had about 12 years ago where a person came into my life for a period of time, and he was a Yaqui Indian. And during that period of time, I felt as if I had been somewhat taken over. And it was a very frightening experience to me. And I'm having simultaneous responses to these books, excitement and fear at the same time. And I considered the possibility that maybe I might be able to ask you what happened during that experience of 12 years ago, so possibly I could come to terms with it and go beyond that and be able to follow my excitement.
All right. Thank you very much. You were to some degree momentarily displaced. Now, this does not mean that you could really be off your path. That's not possible. But the idea of the disorientation, the displacement, what appeared to be a taking over, was to some degree an immersion of yourself in a different aspect of yourself, in some aspect that you may call past life, to orient you towards understandings you had back then about similar types of interaction and recognitions of your own primal power and connection to nature. Some of the idea, to some degree, simply brought up old fears within you. The recognition of that level of power that all of you have many times makes it feel as if you are being taken over. In a sense, the only thing you are being taken over by is a higher aspect of yourself. But if it comes with the idea of old fears, it may seem to be a negative event. Now, some of it also was a reflection on the part of that other individual, again, to some interactions you had had in other lives as well. Not only with that individual, with many other individuals, wherein you did face circumstances at that time that were basically negative in nature. Now you are given opportunity at that time to begin to integrate. You were, in a sense, placed on a particular facet of your path to allow you to begin to integrate those old ideas and redefine yourself in whatever way you really chose to define yourself. Now, bringing yourself now to the contemporary recognition of the same idea, but being able to tap into it now from a positive point of view after having, in your terms, assimilated all the old ideas. Understand so far?
Yes.
You have walked that path a few times in different ways. You're going to walk it now. In a sense, to some degree, and I do not necessarily mean this literally with regard to the specific individuals mentioned in that book you have talked about, but to some degree, the footsteps you would be following in would be your own. You have created a loop, a time cyclical loop of meeting yourself coming from many different directions, so to speak. That Yaqui warrior, to some degree, represented a reflection, a polarity reflection of aspects of your own male self in many other lives, of your own balance of power connected to nature. Understand?
Yes.
Is this of assistance?
Yes, Bashar, may I ask one more question?
Yes.
I'm planning on going to New Mexico and Arizona in the month of December. And I want to ask you if there's any place you'd like to tell me I should go.
Where do you feel like going?
I'm not certain yet, Sedona.
Is that a question?
Yes.
Why is it a question?
Because I'm asking for your guidance.
I see. But I am giving it back to you through you. You understand that when you are most attracted to a place, there is a reason for that degree of attraction. Now, we have discussed the Sedona, Arizona area on your planet as a very highly magnetic vortex that can, in fact, put many of you in touch with many aspects of yourself, coming and going from many different directions on many different levels of reality. You already know that. If that excites you, if you're drawn to that idea, then by all means go there. Make it a statement. Don't leave it as a question. If that's where you're most attractive, if that's the idea that comes up more often than not in your mind, then that in and of itself is the answer. Understand?
Yes.
Our guidance to you is to follow your strongest instinct. It's usually strong for a reason. Understand?
Yes.
So, is Sedona where you will go?
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Bashar.
Now, one moment. A brief explanation. When you take the conviction in your own hands to make a statement out of a question, you open many more doors of perception to us. Now that you have made it a statement, I can tell you a few other things.
Boy.
You understand the delicate balance of this idea? Before you create these ideas to be a statement, the doors of our perceiving more of your awareness are locked tight, as surely as if they were welded shut. We do not perceive information that would interfere with your process of aligning yourself with the fullest you can be. Once you align yourself and turn your questions into statements of conviction and trust your instinct, those doors are cast wide open. A great glare of light from your inner self shines out, and we can see very clearly more of the path you are creating yourself to be, and then can comment on it, because then it's only a reflection we are giving you back of the light you are giving to us. Understand?
Yes.
Conviction is the key. Always the key that allows us more insight into you. So, while you are in your Sedona area, you will turn around 3 times. Completely. You will emerge as the 3rd person. You will create yourself to be once you have gotten there. When you're in that area, you will become 1 different person, 2 different people, 3 different people utterly. You will be spun around 3 times to face 3 different directions, 3 different points of view. It will be highly accelerated, and you will meet some individuals, not necessarily what you would call typically a human person, and I do not mean extraterrestrial. Simply that it can be an individual such as an animal, such as a plant, such as a mineral. Some idea will isolate itself in your vision to stand out 3 times. And in a sense, a bell will be rung, will be struck within you 3 times. That trinary alignment will allow you to emerge from that womb, from that, if you wish, cocoon, and a more highly accelerated mesa, and will point you unerringly in the next direction, the next contacts that will assist you. The word mesa will be a key.
Thank you, Bashar.
Well, thank you for opening up. Shutting! Oh, one moment. The coyote is the key. Thank you. Shutting!
Hi, Bashar.
And good day to you.
I listen to the tapes all the time, and I'd like to thank you for all the light you've reflected for me.
Oh, we thank you for giving it all.
I feel I have an incomplete understanding of unconditional love.
Oh, all right. Incomplete, unconditional. All right. What does it mean to you now?
Well, what I think it means is that I should love anyone no matter what they do.
Oh, not should. There are no shoulds. That's a condition.
Okay.
But if you choose to be unconditionally loving, loving without condition, then what you will be doing is reflecting to each and every being the unconditional love they are made out of that will allow them to be the fullest expression of what they choose to be. If they are operating already on a positive vibratory frequency, you will be reflecting and reinforcing the positive in them that much more strongly. If they are choosing to operate on a negative frequency, your unconditional loving reflection will allow them to see within you a reflection that will give them an opportunity to choose the positive path. In any case, if you are reflective of a positive vibration of unconditional love, then no matter what the intention of any other individual in your life is, positive or negative, the only effect you'll get out of it in your life will be a positive one. And that does not mean that you are condoning what someone might do. That is a negative act. But the idea of loving them unconditionally shows them that you believe that they do not have to continue to express themselves in a negative way. Expressing the self in a negative way is only a reflection of the belief on their part that they are not in control of their life already, that they feel out of control, that they feel they are sinking, and they feel they have to take as many individuals with them as they can. The idea simply is that they feel alone, they feel out of control, powerless. Loving them unconditionally will allow them to see reflected from your heart your belief in them, that you believe they can be whatever they want to be without having to hurt anyone else or themselves in order to be that. And it will always leave you with a positive effect in your life, no matter what their intention is. Is this making it any clearer?
Yes.
Is this assisting you?
That completed it.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you very much.
Our love to you. Sharon!
Good evening, Bashar.
And to you good day.
I wish to extend to you just lays of love around your neck.
Oh, thank you.
Assuming that you have a neck.
Yes. We are not exact, but we are physiologically similar to your species. Similar enough so that we have a neck.
Thank you. The question I wish to ask is that within my guides, I have one that I call Shaky.
Oh, all right.
And the others explain to me that this being has never manifested in any body, anywhere at any time, that is merely a consciousness of love.
As you understand that terminology, that is a sufficiently accurate description, yes.
And I wondered if you have any way that you could help me to see it even more clearly than I already do.
Do you feel it?
Oh, completely.
Then act it through yourself and manifest the love you feel outwardly in the acts you perform in your physical world. And then you'll see it all around you. You will be channeling it and manifesting that love in the actions that you do and the scenarios you create. You'll see it reflected back to you in the faces and the eyes of all the people around you on your planet.
Yes, that's true.
Yes. That's why it's being given to you.
Yes.
To use it in that way, to create that vibration to exist on your world, to match that frequency.
Yes, that's what I'm attempting to do.
Oh, attempting, it's what you're doing.
Yes.
It's not attempting to do. It's what you're doing. Do it in the most expanded way you can imagine you can do it. And you'll see that love reflected all around you. You will feel it more and more strongly. There may not be a direct physiological analogy that will allow you to, quote-unquote, see it in what you would call its natural state. But you will see it in all the ways you can for the level you are living on.
Yes, my highest understanding of it, that I am capable of at this viewpoint,
yes,
is what I feel it is to be. I guess that's all I can perceive it as.
But if you start living that way now, as if it is that way now, if you are a representative extension of its love now, you will start seeing the effects of that in your life now.
Yes.
No matter how long it takes for anyone else to reflect it back to you, you will see it in your life now.
Yes.
And that will give everyone else the best opportunity to be able to match that frequency of love.
Yes. I understand.
Does this make sense to you?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, then, if I may allow us to add our own love to your willingness to feel the love that you are made of.
Yes.
Because all of you are made of love. You're all living light. You're all made of love. It's what creation is.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Shirley!
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Good day. I have a friend. His name is Michael. And
Friend Michael.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm trying to reestablish what some of the ties might have been to previous lives and how they relate to our relationship now.
What are you learning about yourself in the relationship you are in now?
I'm not clear on any of it anymore.
No. What have you learned?
Patience.
Why do you need that?
I don't know.
Oh, all right, thank you. Patience. Now, I understand what most of you mean when you say patience, and sometimes the general way you use that term is similar to the way we would describe the idea as well. However, more often than not, we have perceived that most of you use that word patience in the sense of referring to waiting for something better to come along. That you think that what's happening now is not what's supposed to be happening. And so you need patience to wade through what's going on in your life now until it gets to be the way you think it ought to be. All right? But you see, the need for patience creates the impatience you're actually feeling. Because if you know that everything that's going on in your life is serving a purpose and you live that idea like a child fully with curiosity and fascination about everything that's happening at every single moment, then you're not waiting for something better to come along because you know that what's happening now, that's, as you say, where it's at. Whatever is going on in your life right now is the most important thing of all, or something else would be happening. That does not mean that what's going on in your life can't change, that you might prefer something else. But the fact that whatever it is going on right now can give you the opportunity to know what it is you can change it into if you extract from whatever is going on all the information it is there to give you. So you can use it fully. If you are using everything that's going on fully in your life, then you're not waiting for something better to come along. You don't need patience because you're having too much fun right now to care what's coming up. You know that whatever's going to come along will be just as exciting because what you're doing now is the most important and exciting thing you could possibly be doing. Even if you are learning how to change it, that I would think would be extremely exciting to you. Because many times, especially in your society, you can find out very clearly what it is you are by examining what it is you are not. And that can be very exciting, to have a clearer definition of what it is you prefer to be. Every opportunity, every situation, and every circumstance in your lives always is there to give you the opportunity to define more and more and more clearly what you really prefer to be, on whatever level of expansive expression you prefer to be it. Every opportunity can serve that purpose. Or, flip side, as you say, every opportunity can be looked at as, I just don't see how this fits in my life. I just don't get it. This is terrible. This is awful. This is something that doesn't belong. It has nothing to do really with me. I can't learn anything from this. I have to wait for something else to come along. Something I know is more representative of the me I prefer to be. So I'm going to wait and wait and wait and wait. And not believe that I could learn something about what's going on that will answer all of the questions that I actually have. That thing later on will not answer those questions. The being that you want to be will not answer the questions you have about who you are now. You will be that being when you use who you are now to answer those questions. To see the obviousness that any situation you are in is there for a purpose. Ask yourself something. What am I getting out of being in this situation? Why would I have attracted it? What can I learn about myself? What has been reflected to me by the other person in the relationship or persons in the relationship? What have I been able to do to be of service to them to allow them to learn more about who they want to be? That is the reason for any relationship. To reflect to each other what you can most prefer to be. To learn what you need to learn about yourself to be who you want to be. Yes, many individuals that you have very intimate relationships with in any life, you have had many other lives with before. I use the term before loosely, because all lives are going on now. Time is your illusion. You create linear time to create a convenient separation of all the experiences you are of yourself so that you can play out the game of linear time and space, of limitation and focus as a physical being. But all these other lives, all these other experiences are all going on now, are all, in a sense, a part of you now. Any idea that you would call a past life or a future life or an alternate life that your curiosity is most strongly drawn to will be perhaps the strongest indication of the past, future, or alternate lives that are most representative of any particular relationship and interaction you're having in what you call your present. So first of all, trust your curiosity. Is there any particular epoch or era in your history, past, present, future, alternate, that does attract you more than any other? That's your first indication that if you are thinking about that particular era in conjunction with a particular relationship you're in, that conjunction is happening for a reason, that attraction, that curiosity is happening for a reason. Now, understand, by all means it is valid to explore those connections. But once again, you do not necessarily need to understand what a connection was in order to know and live the life you prefer to live now. You have all the ingredients in your kit you need to live the life you are living now. Remember this also. There is always bleed-through from all lives going on simultaneously. You may not always recognize information that comes from another life, because when it gets to your life, it will translate in terminology you understand now. You say, oh, where did that come from? Or you simply recognize something and it seems to fit in your life so appropriately that you don't necessarily know that it might actually be a leak-through from an experience you're having in another life right now. You're always in communication with all aspects of yourself because all the programs, all the lives are all going on simultaneously. Again, similar to your radio analogy, all the programs are there at once. And they all, to some degree, overlap. You use your fine tuner to focus yourself in one particular life at a time. So, stay in the present is our suggestion. Ask yourself now, who am I to this person now? Who is this person now to me? What have I been able to learn about myself by attracting this person? What has that person learned by attracting me? Who are we to each other now? That will most strongly point up the reason for the interaction at all. It doesn't require a past life connection to have a reason for the interaction going on in the present. And remember this, the present is what actually creates the past anyway, not the other way around.
I guess it's my inability to see right now,
all
because
right.
That is the focus that I do hold.
All right, but
and
that is only the product.
For something more.
Yes. That inability is only the product of your definitions. Can you tell me on any level, anything at all, I'll accept one itsy-bitsy little thing that you have learned by being in that relationship of a positive nature to yourself?
Oh, there's a lot. It's hard to bring one up.
Anyone will do. All right, never mind. If you recognize that there are a lot,
yes,
then may I ask you this question? Are those recognitions sufficient reason for having created the relationship?
Yes.
Can it be enough of a reason, regardless of any other connection you may have had or will ever have again?
Yes.
then our suggestion is to leave the focus there. And then, if anything else needs to come up and present itself to you in a way that makes itself apparent as to where it came from, you will get it. Understand?
Okay. Yeah, I think I just don't want to end it, so.
Nothing ever ends.
I know.
It only transforms. And do remember this. As soon as you are the vibration of who you really prefer to be, you will attract whatever individual or individuals are more reflective of that vibration anyway. They will seem to fit because they match your vibration, and so you won't care who it is, because it will feel correct.
Okay.
Understand?
Yes.
Remember, even if that original person changes to match your new vibration, it's not the same person anyway, even if they look the same on the outside to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same person. So what difference does it make?
It doesn't.
Does this help you?
Mm-hmm.
May I tell you something?
Yes.
We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Stay there.
Okay.
As a suggestion, just leaked through from somewhere. When you go to sleep this night of your time and begin to blend your physical and your dream reality into one, imagine floating on beams of light, floating on a sea of light. What you may call the ghostly light that issues from your singular moon. Tap into the polarized light of what you call your full moon expression this night of your time. And as you drift into what you call your dream reality, use that sea of light that you are going to float upon to create a blending between physical reality and non-physical reality. See that sea of light as the place where both realities meet and are one, and there is no separation. And see what happens. All right?
Okay. Thank you.
Enjoy your journey.
I will. Good night.
And to you. Pleasant dreams. At this timing, you may all enjoy a short break, and we will resume contact in approximately 10 to 15 of your minutes. How's it going?
Please remember 10, 15 minutes when I call you. Please come back, because if you don't, it cuts the channeling short. And if you want to get a copy of tonight's tape, you could get it tonight from Lynn, just around the corner.
Hi, Bashar. I want to know if you don't want to talk to me or something, because twice you've broken for us before you. Just before me. So what have I done to you? Well, nothing at all. Except in being more of yourself and in being involved sometimes in the middle of processes that it is your business to complete on your own. We will simply sense the timing that is appropriate and simply follow our instincts, trusting that those instincts are representative of the timing that is going on with whomever shall be involved next. So I don't need to ask the question I was supposed to ask? Can you answer it? No. Ask it and see. Okay. I've been here several times and been able to apply a lot of things that I've learned through the interaction that's been going on. What? A lot of positive changes have been made in my life. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm doing what excites me. Thank you. Yes. I have trouble in the area of applying these principles to areas of relationships. I see. In that, yes. Sometimes I act the way I don't want to act with other people. Say, for instance, that my boyfriend and I fight. Yes. And instead of, you've said before, set an example or something, or be the person you want to be, and that way help them the most. Yes. Well, I don't do that. I act like a screaming maniac. What? He's screaming. How does it serve you to choose to act that way then? I feel sick. I mean, it doesn't help me in any way. It makes me feel terrible. Well, but it helps you by realizing that that is not the way you want to be. Why do I do it over and over again? I mean, if I realize it, great, but why don't I act differently then? Why can't I apply those principles? Do you trust that you will be able to have what you need, and that another person can have what they need, and that you can both have what you need, and it doesn't have to be a contest? No, I don't. Do you have the philosophy within you that if somebody wins, somebody loses? Yes. Well, then that's why. You want to make sure you're going to get what you want. If you understand that it is no contradiction and no paradox that both of you can have exactly what you want, then you can relax. And it doesn't have to be so much of a contest to outshout each other, to be outheard. You don't have to be so insistent on directing the other person's focus to who you want to be. You can simply know who you are and allow them to be who they are. Trusting that the relationship is for a reason as it is, rather than assuming you have to make it be what you think it ought to be. If it doesn't turn out this way, I won't get what I want. That's holding up a mirror that I don't... I mean, the reflection that I'm seeing I don't like, and I know that's what I do. Then you are getting a reflection that serves you best, because if you don't prefer it, the reflection is there to show you this is the belief in the definition you have. If you don't prefer it, change the definition, change the belief, and the reflection will change into one you prefer it to be. Why assume that if you don't act a certain way, you won't get what you want? Why assume that? It's only a definition. I know, I guess I feel like I've had to fight for what I have got. Then that perhaps can be an old point of view, what you call an old habit. It doesn't have to be anymore. You can realize everyone can have what they need. There really, really, really is such a thing as happily ever after. There really is. There really is enough for everyone. There really is. Okay. Understand? Okay, fair, believe that. Well, okay. Alright, you believe that. Okay, I believe that. Oh. Thank you. You're welcome. I believe it too. Yes, all right. The next time. Let's be hypothetical. Let's say you believe it. All right. The next time a situation comes up where he does something that I feel like I have to fight because he might, I don't know, I don't want to do that. Anyway, the next time a situation comes up where I think I'm going to lose my temper because he bugs me in some way or something. Yeah. How can I trust myself not to lose my temper? Don't choose to. Don't choose to. It is not automatic. You are choosing to lose your temper because of the definitions and beliefs you choose to continue to buy into. So if I truly believe that we can both be the people we need to be, you won't lose your temper because you won't have a reason to, because you won't have a belief that supports the reason. Understand? Yes. If you really don't believe that way, you will not have a reason to support that attitude. There will be nothing there. There will be nothing to give it momentum. you simply won't react that way because you will not be a person that contains a reason to react that way. It may surprise you. Oh, how come I didn't fly off the handle? I don't know. I just didn't. Didn't seem like it was there. It won't be. If you really redefine yourself and really buy into the new definitions, and if the new definitions are indicative of a person that doesn't have a reason to fly off the handle, you won't. It's that simple. The only reason you do things that seem automatic is because you buy into definitions that make them seem automatic. If this happens, then this. If that happens, then this. You are writing these equations. You are saying this equals that. If this happens, I lose my temper. What else can you expect? If you set up the equation that way, you have to get that answer. Erase the equation and rewrite it. Then you'll get a different answer, won't you? Yes. So rewrite it in the way you prefer to. Define yourself as the person you prefer to be. Believe in that self. And you will react that way. For if you truly do trust that everyone is going to get what they really need, there's no need to fight for it. It will be there automatically. Believe in the essential understanding, the essential construction of the universe. Everything fits where it is. So if you're in a relationship with someone and certain things are being presented to you, there's a reason for it. It fits. What does it teach you about yourself to see these things? How can you assist the other individual to learn what they need to learn? If it truly is something that is representative of what you don't prefer, then by all means, rearrange your circumstances. You never have to force yourself to stay in what you would call a physiological relationship that really is not representative of who you are, and sometimes certain relationships will be attracted by you into your life to give you the opportunity to really determine this is not me. Being in this relationship is not who I am, is not supportive to the idea I prefer to be, and I know now I have attracted that relationship to point out beyond a shadow of a doubt that that's not because they do not believe that they are complete without it. But you can transform anything if you really have a desire to remain in that idea of the relationship in the way it is. Then understand and trust that you can be being given by that relationship the opportunity to discover that everyone can win. Always. Everyone. Understand?
Yes, I do.
Does this help you?
Yes, it does.
Well, thank you for winning and allowing us to win.
Thank you very much.
Sharing.
Good day, Bashar.
And good day to you. One moment.
Okay.
Last person we spoke to. There is more information coming from a different source relatively soon that can assist you in a different and unexpected way. Now that you have opened certain doors within this interaction. Continue.
Okay, I was at the gathering that you did a few weeks ago about electromagnetism.
And crystals, yes.
Right. And you talked about liquid crystals.
Yes.
And the thought just creating a window from the physical to the non-physical.
Yes.
And I just got real excited about that. And I was like, okay, wait. Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
Alright. Some individuals on your planet have begun some of that idea. We have already discussed some of this with them, which is why we also share the information in that format of talking about electromagnetism and crystals, because we knew there would be other individuals who may also be excited about that idea. We thank you for expressing the excitement. What have you done?
Okay, so since I...
One moment. A little bit of an orientation. The idea of a substance you call liquid crystals and certain other substances can be used in a specific way. If you will suspend this substance between what you call two sheets of transparent glass and pass through this substance the idea of an electrical current on the order of hundreds of thousands of cycles per second of frequency, you can create a medium through which physical and non-physical entities can create an impression that will be registered in both worlds. It will literally be question was okay, where do I get liquid crystal? I kind of see how... You don't need to ask me. Well, okay, so when I ask myself in a meditation, yes, what I get is this waterfall. I just constantly... One moment. Okay. Perhaps you misunderstand that this substance already exists in your society. Really? Look it up. Oh. We did not give you something difficult to find. Take the most obvious route. Whenever you hear a term that is unfamiliar to you, ask around if someone else on your planet already understands it. The substance already exists, and in your terminology, can be commercially acquired. Understand? Okay. Right. So, alright. Yes. Well then, let me ask you about something else. Okay. Alright. This is something I wanted to ask for a long time now. A long time? Alright. Yeah, but I always thought it was kind of obvious, but just for the heck of it, I want to throw it out there. Okay. So, on the harmonic convergence up on Black Mountain, I met these two women that just came to me, like they were just real attracted to me. We were out camping, and they just connected with me and the other two women that I were with. And we just had this great, interchange, and one night around a campfire, we were already talking about things, just throwing them out that we were saying, oh yeah, wouldn't it be fun if we did this, and now we're doing it. Okay, but the first weekend after we got back from this camp trip, I had this dream about these two women, and it was real long and detailed and everything. And the next day, this one of the women called me. Her name is Wendy, and the other one's name is Michelle. And I described the whole dream to her in detail, and she said, wow, that's what Michelle and I were doing last night. You described it and so I thought, alright, So I understood that somehow I was there with them, or something like that, okay? That I got all that information. So, yes, I'm full. So, strong connections and we have work, play to do together. That's... And are you doing it? Yes, and then there's like these stop and starts, stops and starts change of direction. Not stop and start, change of direction. What do you mean? Are we change of directions, each one of us change directions, or... As you are walking along the path you have chosen yourself to be, along that path you will find many things that may require you to pick them up and use them as tools. That picking up, that walking this way, picking this up, that walking this way, picking that up, it may seem to be a divergence from the path, but it is actually a part of the path. Understand, you have not started and stopped. You have simply woven. You have, all of you, together, explored and shared in other lifetimes the whole idea of the weaving of tapestries. Use that analogy to understand that all you're doing is weaving together in certain ways. Everything that happens is not an interruption. It is simply a motion, a direction on the path that will lead you to the next tool, the next idea, the next mirror that you need to see the reflection of yourself in. You have not started and stopped, you have only encountered unexpected directions within the forward momentum of your path. Understand? Yeah. It is simply the unexpected motion within the path that you are seeing as divergences from the path. Okay, when we were sitting out here and this one woman was talking about Sedona in Arizona. Yeah. One of the women has a strong feeling to go to Taos. I hope you have a good time. Some of you appear to be leaking. And when you mentioned to her about the coyote, something just just had this laughter, and then tears to my eyes, and it just inside just and so I wonder if you could share anything about that with me. You'll have a howling good time. All of us? Coyote. What do you feel like when you think of the idea, when it strikes that chord within you, of the coyote consciousness, of the symbol it represents from what you call the animal consciousness to your human consciousness? What do you think of? How do you feel? I feel, I don't know, it did it again to me right now. Yes. I just... Let it flow. Not saying you have to literally repeat what you just did, but
out there with that much boldness, as you live your life with that same degree of conviction that the coyote has when it proclaims its existence, nothing will be kept from you, and all communication will span the distance. Understand?
Yes,
Does this help you?
Yes, thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Shutting. Hello? Oh, and to you, good day. Hi, I'd like to know if you could tell me if I am what you would call a star child, and in a sense all of you are, none of you are original to your planet. The terminology that you use in your society, star child, is generally an indication of a conscious recognition of some of these connections you all have that may, for some particular reason of this particular life, stand out more than other connections may. So in that sense, if you feel so drawn to that idea, if it does, as we have said, strike the chord within you, then obviously you are choosing to express yourself that way. And in that sense, yes, of course you are. You are all star children. I was just saying, for lack of better words, I believe that there's some sort of like a race, if you will, that I belong to. Yes, I understand what you are saying exactly. Okay. But you see, the idea is that all of you have those connections. I see. All of you. Different connections stand out in different lives depending upon what you have created this particular life to be. In another life, you may have felt another connection to another race altogether. Because you can determine that in each and every present you create yourself to exist within. Because you are connected to all of them. Any probable connection there could be, you have. The ones that stand out, or the one that seems to stand out, has to do with the life you have created yourself to be now. That doesn't mean you don't have other connections. In a sense, you all come from everywhere and nowhere. You don't really have, as a spirit, any particular point of origin. But you can make those connections. They can feel like true connections, and in a sense they are. Because all reality, all imagination, all those recognitions are real, because you cannot imagine on existence. Everything you can conceive of is on some level somehow true and real. So yes, you have those connections, just as anyone does. Some people will feel them in different ways. It depends upon the purposes, the methodologies, the way you have chosen to express yourself in this life. That will determine how you key into this particular connection and why it stands out more than any other. But yes, the associations are there, and there is interaction between yourself, especially in dream states, between the you are here, the you are there, and all the other beings that are there that know you. Understand? Yes. How can I contact the others who are like me that I feel so different from everyone on this plane? Would you do me a favor? Yes. Would you take your physical form and turn it approximately 30 degrees? What do you see? A lot of people say hi. Hi. Well, I guess you're right. What do you think they are? They, in many ways, think as you do. There are many individuals who know as you do, who sense as you do. No matter in what way they choose to, you all share the common understanding that you are all spirit within the one spirit of infinite creation, and that you all manifest yourselves in many different civilizations to create different understandings and different experiences. Remember, it is a very common thing now that you are all awakening in this civilization you call Earth to recognize more of the other connections you have. At first, because of the way you are used to thinking of separation of space, you may get the feeling that you belong there more than you belong where you are, because you have just made a recognition, and it creates within you this feeling of separation and homesickness. But the idea is not to run away from where you chose to be, to rejoin that energy, but to manifest that energy on your planet now, your planet of choice now, to create that energy on your planet, to match that vibration. You are, in that sense, as all of you are, representatives from many different civilizations that have chosen to be born upon Earth to assist it in its transformation and transform its energy into the energy you are familiar with on other worlds that already exist in a harmonious state. So remember that even though you may have other homes, because you chose to be born on Earth, Earth is your home too. And just as equally validly your home as anywhere else. The only reason you would at first feel that the other place is more your home is simply because that's your immediate awakening recognition, and because of the way you think of that, you think you are rediscovering something you forgot, which in a sense you are, and that rediscovery makes it seem as if you belong there more than you belong where you are, but you belong where you are too, or you wouldn't be there. The idea is to match those frequencies and pull that energy through and spread it out on your Earth to make the link. Understand? Yes. Does this assist you? Somewhat. Anything else? Well, why is it that I seem so invisible to many other people that it's almost as if I'm on my own level, so to speak. Whatever you are not the vibration of, and whatever is not the vibration of you, literally can't see you. Understand? Is there a way I can help tune in the fullest you can be with integrity? You will radiate at whatever pitch is necessary to attract all others who wish to interact with you. I see. You will attract yourself into the circumstances where you will find others willing to interact with you on that level, because they already interact on that level too. Understand? Yes, you are not alone. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sharon. Hello, Bashar. And to you, good day. I think you're terrific. You too. Okay. My question is, I'm a producer and a writer. And, I've been negotiating on this picture for about 5 months now. And, everything looked terrific. Everything was easy. It was just wonderful. And God said, okay, kid, go do it. And now there's little things like a word in a contract that is stopping everything. And I'm wondering
since I brought it this far, would I be doing something to stop it? To stop it from happening, like unconsciously?
No.
Oh, good.
But you are giving yourselves an opportunity to really define what is important to you, and to redefine things that may not be clear. And you are giving yourself an opportunity to realize nothing has stopped. You can redefine that to begin with. Again, stop assuming that there are interruptions in your life.
That's right, they are interruptions.
They are not interruptions.
Oh.
Stop assuming.
Wait a minute.
Stop assuming that there can be interruptions in your life. Stop assuming that something that's going on has no purpose in being there.
I understand.
Understand?
Yeah.
As soon as you take that attitude, you will allow things that at first seem to be interruptions, but which are only unexpected events that are a part of your path. As soon as you take the attitude that they are not interruptions, but a part of the path, you will allow them to transform much more quickly. The sooner you take the attitude that they belong there in a sense and learn from it what you need to learn, the sooner you get on to the next step. As soon as you assume that something that is there doesn't belong there, the longer you make it take to change. Because you're assuming you're being blocked. If that's your first assumption, that's a negative assumption. You're adding negative energy to the whole process, and you yourself are slowing the momentum in that way. If you're assuming that what's going on is not a part of the process that needs to be there. Understand?
Yes.
If you know you're really doing what excites you the most with all the integrity you can muster to the best of your ability, and acting on all the opportunities that come to you to the best of your ability, then don't assume that something that happens just because it's unexpected has no business being there. Assume that because you know you're acting to the best of your ability with all the integrity and positivity and following your excitement that you can, then whatever happens, no matter how unexpected, must be a part of, must be a result of your acting with integrity and cannot be an interruption in it.
I guess what confuses me is that at this point it's out of my hands, I feel, because it has to do with banks now.
I understand, but it is never out of your hands. If you find that there are, in your terms, circumstances that may make it seem as if, physically excitement is what allows you to be assisting the other thing you cannot physically do anything about.
That's what I'm doing.
Then you are doing what you need to do. Look at this analogy. We will use a variation of what we have discussed of the train analogy. Let's say you are going to your train to go somewhere, and you catch your train, and you're sitting there, and the train is stopping and waiting and waiting and waiting and not going anywhere, and you're looking at your watch and saying, come on, get moving, I'm going to be late. Why are you waiting? What's going on? This is not normal. It's not supposed to stay here. It's supposed to be moving down the track. I have caught the train. Why isn't it moving? And then, all of a sudden, someone steps onto the train and says, oh my God, that this train for some reason was delayed. I really needed to catch this train. And that person that just got on looks around, and you look around, and your eyes meet, and you recognize each other, and you say, oh my, how unexpected to see you jumping aboard. Well, we could have been long gone. If we had been, we would have missed you. You wouldn't be able to come aboard, and I wouldn't have been able to talk to you about the things I really need to talk to you about before I arrive at my destination, because what I can learn from you, I need to know by the time I get there. I was wondering how I was going to know that. So there was a reason, after all, for what seemed to be a negative delay, but which turned out to be the exact thing I needed. Understand?
Yes, I just got a very clear flash in my brain about why this happened.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. I think you're a wonderful sit-down comedian as well.
Thank you. Same to you. However, just as a point of curiosity, I am actually, in your terminology, lying down at the moment. Of course, that's all relative. We thank you for opening that door and shedding some light within yourself.
Thank you.
At this time, allow us to remind each and every one of you that you are the hands of the Peace Clock. Every day at midday, envision world peace. Every day, the goal, as you say, in spreading the information for every person on your planet to be doing the same thing every day by your January 1st, 1990. Every person. Information will be provided that you can share. We thank you for being the hands of the clock. We bid you exciting and loving dream life and life dream, and a fond and loving good day. Let it go.